Yo, okay. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I am nervous. I'm shy, but it's alright. So I am the dope. I am the king. I am the goat. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah.
Why did I start Kuyasha Media?
What about?
Because I was broke. My name is Nkululeko Tselane. I am the CEO and founder of Kuyasha Media. This is a journey to being a content creator brought to you by Kuyasha Media. Thank you very much for tuning in. You're going to enjoy it. My name is Nkululeko Tselane. I am the CEO and founder of Kuyasha Media. Kuyasha Media is a content creation and marketing company. We do a lot of cool, impactful work. We started the company because really what I wanted to do is I wanted to create conversations amongst young Africans. So I was at an international summit in Colombia, and what I noticed is that there's very little collaboration and communication between young Africans. So whereas the Europeans and the North Americans might have a better understanding once they get to these international platforms, the young Africans are still so distracted by trying to understand who their fellow Africans are that we don't engage on these global issues, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it just shows how little communication and collaboration is happening amongst young Africans. So we created this company really to drive that, to create that conversation, create that dialogue. And as time went on, we realized our vision was a bit too far and we had to do a lot of small steps in order to get to that vision. So we said, okay, let's start doing what we know we're good at, and that is creating content, creating conversations. And we would use that and then eventually build up and scale up, and we're still doing that. Conversation is very important to us. I'm also a podcaster, so as much as I'm very business-minded, I think I'm also creative, and I am a content creator in a sense. So yeah, we really want to create, we want to market, we want to just bridge that gap that we think needs to be bridged. So at Kuyasha Media, we're content creators because we create podcasts, we create videos, we take pictures, we create digital content primarily. So whether it's audio or visual, that's what we do. And we do it at a very, very good quality, I think, obviously. We communicate, we're communicators. So we try to make sure that a message is properly communicated through very authentic and a lot of the time conversational content, because conversational content is very important because it's very authentic and it communicates a message very clearly. So when we first started the company, the first problem was that we had no resources whatsoever. So all the content at the beginning stages was just created on our cell phones. I think that's why I'm always very big on just starting with what you have, not trying to see the obstacles as obstacles, but seeing the obstacles as opportunities. So at the beginning, we just created content with our phones. We would borrow cameras. I know the first camera we were using regularly, we would borrow it from my dad. And then we would keep on borrowing, keep on creating on our phones. And then because our content was good enough, we started then being able to get work. And with that work we're then able to invest in the company, buy cameras. Right now, we've got quite a bit of equipment. We've got a drone, we've got tripods, obviously, we've got lots of lighting, we've got, I think, a bunch of cameras. So we really understood that it's about building from where you are and using the best resource you have at the time, even if that resource is a phone. I think sometimes people, they undervalue the power of a cell phone, and cell phones can really do a lot of great work. But you know, as you go on, obviously, if you're doing work for a big entity, they want to see a camera. even if you know as a content creator, what they want you can get done on a phone. But it's also about keeping the clients happy and managing their expectations and letting them feel that what they're paying for is really valuable. So we then started upscaling, and we're going to continue upscaling. It's very important. So at Kuyasha Media, we have a lot of really dope projects. Obviously, Certain projects are once-off projects for a client if they're having an event, but we've also got recurring projects, which are really cool. We've got about 4 podcasts. We've got the Blompot podcast, which is very much about entertainment and lifestyle. We've got Podcasts, which is also entertainment and lifestyle culture. We've got the Final Four, which is about sports. We've got Nande Magina. She's got a really, really dope YouTube channel, really, really interesting conversations that she has with people. And then I've also got a podcast which I host. So my podcast is called The Annum, 365, all hits, no misses. That's the tagline. So initially it was called The Annum because the objective was to record every single day for 365 days, which is an annum. Didn't make it to 365. We did around, let's say, 115 consecutive episodes, which is amazing in my opinion. And then I moved away from recording daily to recording weekly, just because I wanted to start doing more long form content. And so before, my episodes were probably like 5 minutes to 10 minutes because I wanted to be very quick, get to the point and over. But then as time went on, I realized that the depth of conversation that I want to have can't be done over 5 minutes. And it's not sustainable to try and have 2-3 hour conversations or 1 hour conversations every single day. So that's why we moved to weekly. So we try to have very authentic conversations, very raw. I like people to be a bit reckless. I like people to feel safe enough to be offensive. I think it's important to allow people that space to be offensive because I think there's a lot of honesty that comes out of that. And once someone is their true offensive self, it's also easier for them to change, and to realize, maybe that offensive idea isn't the best idea. Then you can challenge those. And I think really what the podcast is essentially about, it's about the human interface and understanding why people are the way they are and what takes people to achieve various things and be various things. And I think really for me it's also a journey. I want to understand people better, and I think in understanding other people better, I'll understand myself better. And I have fun along the way. So fun is very important. My journey to being a content creator has been, I want to say it's been easy. It's been easy because I've always remained genuine to what I am and what I want to create. I think if things don't fall within the vision, I try not to pursue that. It's been difficult maybe in the sense of always wanting to become a better content creator, become a better creative. We can't just stay stagnant in where we were when we first started. We always have to be improving. We always have to be hard on ourselves, number one, and number two, hard on the team. So the team, we do training programs because we're always trying to upskill the team, become better, do better. And we also want them to think very deeply about the projects that they do. We want there to be passion. So as much as we're a for-profit company, we want to make money. That goes without saying. But it's very important that people feel like they have a purpose and they can create content. They can create the content that they would like to consume. And I think once you create content from that very authentic and that very real place, that's when you create the best content. I listen to my podcast a lot. Number one, because I think it's important to hear where I can improve. But number two, because I like the content I produce, and I laugh at my own podcast sometimes. And so I think my journey to being a content creator has been very interesting because I started as just me creating what I think was pretty cool stuff on Instagram, and then transitioning to saying, okay, how do we scale this as a company? How do we create the dope content we want to create as a company? And then now it's a matter of how do I make sure the company continues creating really, really awesome content, and how do I also remain creative, and how do I also create things that make me happy? Because I think creativity is a muscle. And if you stop for too long or you focus too much on the business aspects of things, you lose that creativity. So now it's about creating a more holistic, well-rounded product. So this series, Journey to Being a Content Creator, this is for everybody that is into content creation, wants to become a better creative. I really like you guys to watch this and understand how really, really dope creatives create what they create, how they got to where they got to. I think personally, I'm always obsessed with the process of creativity. I like to see what makes an artist tick, and that's what I think you're gonna get from the series. You're gonna understand what makes them tick. You're gonna know what goes into the clock. You're gonna know the entire process behind the scenes, because these are things that they don't often talk about because they're so obsessed with the process, right? Or creating, that they don't take a step back and say, this is why I create, this is how I create, this is the challenges and stuff I've gone through. So I think you guys are gonna get that from this, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy it a lot, whether you're a creative or whether you just like the process. You could actually be an athlete that likes the process of creating something. So I think this is gonna be a really, really fun series.